Hello and welcome, delightful people. Thank you so much for joining me here at Mystic Ashram. It means so much. Today we're going to be reading with the Heart of Faerie Oracle card deck. So we're going to be just doing a card for each of the signs and reading a little bit of that card as necessary. And so we have, it's one of my favorite decks, and it comes in with a beautiful pouch to keep your cards in, which I very much love. Let me know how you're doing out there, and I welcome any questions you might have. And we're going to do one card per sign. So for Aries, let's start with Aries. Aries for the month of September, according to the Oracle of Faerie. Aries, month of September. The Smith has the Smith. This is by Brian and Wendy Froud, is the creator of this deck. Number 31, the Smith, I would imagine, is it means bond, promises, creation. The Smith is as old as Faerie itself. He forges magical swords and armor for mortals and fairies alike. It is said that if your horse loses his shoe, just leave it tethered near the smith's forge with a small silver coin. When you return in the morning, your horse will be shod. All as are many of the folk gifted with magical skills, the smith is lame, giving up a physical part of himself to attain a great magical skill. He is the forger of matter and the binder of oaths. If you make a promise to a beloved, he is the energy that binds the two of you together. A ring, the symbol of the bond between two people, is the energy of that bond made manifest. When you exchange a ring, imagine the smith forging that ring for you, putting the energy of the fairy into every tap of his hammer as he creates the circle that is the sign of your eternal bond. You can use this image to create a magical connection to any relationship when you make a promise by saying, "My word is my bond," especially in Faerie, you must intend to keep it. The smith is there to forge the bond for you to take back to the human world. If the smith appears in a reading, think about what you are promising to do, to be, to achieve in your relationship, and before you commit to this bond, to make sure that it is something that you truly intend to do, then let the smith forge that bond for you. Oh, wonderful. So, forging bonds, Aries, for you. I love it. Taurus. For the month of September. The hero, Taurus. You're the hero. Number 25. Strength, courage, and unconditional love. The hero is heroism as a feminine force, not how we usually think of the word. We can accept women as heroes, but we bestow male attributes on them to make them fit our idea of what is heroic. courage to fight, wisdom to do the right thing, whatever it takes, and the drive to continue on against the odds. Now, just for a moment, think of love as a heroic force. Think of the love of a mother for her children. Now, think on a larger scale. Think of the love for the earth. Think of the love that lets us accept the differences in people and the beliefs around us. Think of love that is truly unconditional. That is heroism. That is the single thing that truly overcomes obstacles in our world. And in Faerie, it isn't easy. It isn't always comfortable. And it certainly isn't always fun, but it is heroic. So if you draw this card, be a hero. Try practicing unconditional love. So for Geminis, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to go on with Gemini for the month of September. We have the crone, Gemini the crone. Oh, wow, fascinating. Look again, wise woman. Direction. Oh, we had two people for a while there, and now we just have one again. Oh, I don't know why people tune in, tune off so quickly. I figured that they just went the video made and they'll come back when it's not live. That must be it. But thank you so much for staying tuned in. It means so much. So the crone, look again, wise woman, and direction. The crone, scary, isn't she? She is the wicked witch in the fairy tales, the one who eats the children and curses princesses. A monster? Sometimes. Now look at the rest of the picture. A pearl of wisdom is easy to spot, but turn the card upside down. Now what do you see? A sweet, smiling face? The same face? Let's see. Do you see a sweet, smiling face? Yes. So what else is she? She is a wise woman, a healer, and a teacher. When you meet her in Faerie, be aware of those two faces and look beyond her frightening aspect. Listen to what she has to tell you. She knows about life and she knows about love. She knows how treacherous they can be, but she also knows how to put you back on the right path when you are wandering, lost in the dark forest of a relationship. She is the part of that darkness, but she is also a beacon of light when you need one. All you have to do is be brave enough to greet her politely, help her if she asks you for help. You know this part. It's a test for you. Then listen to her advice. If you are careful, if you show enough respect, she may give you her pearl of wisdom and not turn you into a toad. Yay, not being turned into toads. Yay. we like not being turned into toads. So, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for joining me. So, Gemini, you will be receiving some wonderful input from a wise woman source. So, and it is important to listen to this wise woman for you. And so, let's see, for Cancer, for the month of September, Cancer, the Queen of Owls. You have the Queen of Owls. Wow. The Queen of Owls is physical healing, wholeness, wellness. This is the bright queen of physical healing. When the physical body is unbalanced or in pain, it can be difficult to find a connection to anything other than that pain or disease. Relationships can falter and fail when all of your attention pivots on dealing with pain. When your physical body becomes the only thing you can focus on, turn to this bright and gentle being. She radiates wholeness and wellness and can help you find the inner strength you need to come through disease into healing and health again. The pain is real, the disease is real, but the power to heal is real and within you as well. Concentrate on her image and reconnect with the healing energies of Faerie. So there is much healing in store for you this month, Cancer. I am very happy to say that is excellent. I'm very pleased. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And Leo. For September, let's talk to our Leo people. The Oh No card. Oh no! What a fun little guy he is. Oh no for Leo. 49. Under the section of tricksters. Just one of those days. Obstructions and the unexpected. Look at him. He's been waiting a long time to be picked. He's so eager to do his job, and it's easy to see what his job is. You guessed it. It's making sure that things aren't going to go the way you want them to go. You break your favorite cup and superglue your hand to it while trying to stick the handle back on. You burn the toast and remember that it was the last of the bread that you were supposed to be using for a sandwich for lunch. Your dog chews up what looks like an important letter from the taxman, but might have been a notification of a huge lottery win. So what to do? You can go back to bed, a really tempting idea, but remember that your cat or dog has already taken the warm spot you've vacated, and it isn't going to give up easily. Or you can just accept that sometimes life isn't what you expect and certainly not what you think it should be. When Oh No turns up, be philosophical about it. It's just going to be one of those days. All you can do is go with it and try to keep your sense of humor. So try to keep your sense of humor there, Leo. Let's see what else we have to enjoy. So for Virgo, the juggler. We have the juggler. Scattered attention, reassessment, and priorities. Oh my goodness, I get hot. It's very warm. As much as I like the cape, it's very warm. All of a sudden. Scattered attention, reassessment, and priorities. Well, just look at him. He can balance all of those two things on his fingers while running along from one important place to another. He's a very together sort of fairy. Even though he leaves a trail of unconnected thought wherever he goes, busy going about his business with one eye always on you, just to make sure that you are following along behind him. Have you even asked where he's leading you? I thought not, but it might be a good thing to do. He loves surprises, and he certainly he's certainly going to surprise you if you don't keep your wits about you. You may like it, but then again, you may not. When you meet the juggler, just slow down and take a look at where you're going. You may be doing a lot of things at the same time, and you may be very good at all of them, but just be sure that where you are going with these projects. Perhaps you are balancing the attention of too many people at the same time. If you scatter your thoughts and intentions wherever you go, you may end up running in circles and not giving anything or anyone the attention they deserve. So let's get to the next 6 signs. My goodness. So slow down, Virgos, and be cautious. Libra, in 2 minds. Oh my goodness, very Libra card. 51. Internal dialogue, decision, and action. Should I or shouldn't I? I could do it this way, but then again, I could do it that way. I could change things, but then again, I could just let things be the way they are. I could get up and do something, or I could sit here and think about it. Do I want Chinese food or Italian? A walk in the park or another hour in front of the TV? Decisions plague our lives. In 2 minds has never made a decision in his life, at least not one that he is stuck with for more than a minute or two. He can't. He literally has 2 voices going on in his head at all times, and they never ever agree. Do you recognize him? He may be living in your head even as you read this. If he is a familiar figure to you, then it's time to acknowledge him, and remember that once you acknowledge him, his presence can be useful. By picking this card, you recognize the fact that although any argument has at least 2 sides, in the end, you have to choose and make a decision. It may not end up being the right one, but until you decide on some sort of action, you are stuck as he is. Stuck forever arguing with yourself, forever in a static state. Be brave, do something. When you take that first step, you'll find that the next one will be much more clear and obvious than you could have imagined. So, sun, moon, or rising with Libra, make the decision. It will benefit you. Scorpio for September. The Shapeshifter. Number 14, the Shapeshifter. Perception, illusion, and the truth within. Who is this man? Well, that's the problem, really. He is everything and nothing. He can change who and what he is to suit any situation and any relationship. In being all things to all people, he becomes an insubstantial as smoke. If you place your trust in someone like this, you may find yourself waking up with a stranger one day, not the person you thought you knew at all. A relationship with a shapeshifter is a frustrating experience. You will never be able to pin this person down. You will never be able to really know who this person is, and the sad thing is, he may not know who he is either. If you find yourself in a relationship like this, you could do worse than to ask the speaker of truth to help you out. By doing this, you may be able to find a path into the heart of this man, and you may be just able to help him find the truth within himself. You must ask yourself if it's worth the effort. And if the answer is yes, then be strong and courageous. Hold on to him as he shifts through his many shapes, and you may find yourself with the true man at the end. Does that ring a bell, Scorpio? I suppose it does. So, Sagittarius, are you there? So, what is for September, Sagittarius, for Faerie? The Faerie of Growth. You will be growing, the Faerie of Growth. For Sagittarius, 33. The Faerie of Growth, movement, growth, revisioning, and process. Look at her sitting on a young green leaf like a bud just opening into the full flower. This is the Faerie of Growth. Growth can mean so many things. One thing is movement and change. Growth doesn't stand still. Growth by its very nature is a constantly changing process. To stay in one mindset or one mode of being is to stagnate. If you move through life with an awareness of everything around you, you will grow. You won't be able to help it. If you draw this card, take the time to think about how your life is changing and how you can direct that change for good. If your life seems to be stagnant, then this card is especially helpful for you. Look at the Faerie of Growth and feel the energy of her unfolding wings. She is just about to take flight and the energy and discover a new adventure. You can take flight too. You don't have to fly far or explore distant lands. You just have to take a step forward and see where that step leads you. So spread your wings and grow. Yay! Spread your wings and grow, Sagittarius. Take that flight with her. The Faerie of Growth. Yes. Very good, very good, very good, very good. So, Capricorn for September. The fairies want you to know, Capricorn, for the month of September. The Queen of Bedlam. Oh my, the Queen of Bedlam. Let us read about her. Card 2. The Queen of Bedlam, responsibilities of partnership, frustration, and the gift of sanity. Who is the Queen of Bedlam? What is her purpose? It may not be as complicated or extreme as it appears. She is an everyday queen, a queen of day-to-day life, the keeper of the little things that, when added together, become a madness of sorts. Have you ever been doing something very ordinary and something you've done 1,000 times, when suddenly it seems that if you do this particular thing one more time, you will go mad? It could be as simple as packing your children's lunch boxes, sewing a button on your partner's trousers again, or cleaning up a mess your dog just made. These are all responsibilities of partnership that must be dealt with over and over again. Let's see. When the feeling of I'm going mad sweeps over you at these times, the Queen of Bedlam has decided to visit. She is calmly sitting on your table, pulling the petals off the flowers in the vase on the table. She is tearing your kitchen sponge into tiny pieces and cutting the sleeves off your partner's shirts. She is doing this for you. She comes to take the feelings of total frustration, of just not being able to continue living with any sanity at all, and envelops them in her immense capacity to embrace everyday madness. It is her reason for existing, so give generously of your small neuroses. She will take care of them and leave you sane to face another day. She is okay with the insane, with just a little bit of the magic and the unusual things of the everyday. And see, I have a pointy bit um, kind of on my, this is my hood, and I was going to put a little tassel or something there. And just, but maybe I'll leave it alone. I'm not sure. I thought adding some lace to it was good, and my fairy robe here for reading fairies. So yes, take comfort, Capricorn. Don't worry, the Queen of Bedlam will protect you from any crazy wildness and help you embrace the wildness as we go along. And let's see, for Aquarius, what do we have for Aquarius for September from Fairy? The Fairy of Naughtiness. Fairy of Naughtiness. The Fairy of Naughtiness. Lighten up, mischief, and misrule. Sometimes you have just got to be naughty. Now, being naughty isn't being bad. Being naughty can be a wonderful release. The Fairy of Naughtiness asks you to step outside of your boundaries for a moment and do something unexpected. She dares you. Well, you can see that by the way she's looking at you, to change the energy of the situation by doing the one thing that will tilt the universe just a tiny bit. Sometimes you can change that energy just by thinking. Naughty thoughts can lighten a situation without anyone else having to know about it. As you look at her, I'm sure that an idea will come to mind. Observe, too, that she is connected above and below. The energy of the universe runs through her and connects her to everything. She is part of the universal glue that holds everything together. If you don't acknowledge her, if you ignore her, you may become a target for her own naughtiness. She's very good at stealing things, losing wallets, misplacing important letters and important thoughts. So when it looks like it's going to be one of those days when little things go wrong and circumstances become predicaments, acknowledge the Fairy of Naughtiness and get her on your side again. She just wants to play. So have time for a little play. Make time for play, Aquarius. That is the prescription in order for September. Your prescription is to make time to play. That's good advice, always. And for Pisces, for September, we have the question. The question. The beautiful card. The question. 60. Intention, dialogue, and answers. In fairy, questions are very important. Questions, answers, and wishes, all of those things that help or hinder us on our journey, are very much a part of our relationship with fairy. Who am I? What is your quest? Why have you come here, and what do you seek? Are questions often asked by the individuals you meet in fairy. They don't as often ask you who you are. It is more important for you to discover who they are. It is important to know why you are traveling in fairy and to be able to express with that reason. You will be asked when you cross the border into the other world. You should have a reason to be there. Are you a tourist just looking around hoping to send a postcard home? Are you on a quest, a journey of the spirit? Do you want knowledge, experience of the other world? Are you looking for love? Are you searching for something you have lost? If you draw the question in a reading, try to answer those questions for yourself. When you have answered, you can ask one of your own. What is that question, and of whom are you asking it? If you are clear about your quest in fairy and in life and in what you seek, you will then be able to ask the right questions and be ready to hear the answers. How perfect for you, Pisces. You intuitively know those questions and answers. And so fairy awaits to do your beating. It has been my complete pleasure to read these cards for all of you today, and thank you so much for joining me. And I sincerely hope you've enjoyed the readings of the all 12 signs with the Heart of Fairy Oracle deck. Until next time, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing these videos. It means a lot, and many, many blessings.